The anime started with a scene where we see a lot of evil monsters that are attacking people and killing them. Then we see an exorcist who is riding a large flying dragon in the sky. The exorcist drops some magical things on the monsters and they all got destroyed. During this war, he also got injured and dies. Then we see a world where humans and demons coexist. We see a library where the father is performing a ritual to see the magical powers of his younger child. Unfortunately, Saika lacks magical powers at all. And one of his brothers named Gly starts laughing at him. Then in the morning, we see that Saika gathers some leaves and said some magical spells on them. The leaves start to glow and turn into crows. There his brother Gly comes and starts bothering Saika, but the crows attack Gly and he got hurt. Then we see their father who came to teach them magic, and Saika also joined them. His brother, Gly, thought that Saika has no magical powers, but Saika reveals it and he throws a blue fireball at a rock. His father got shocked by seeing his power. Then we see that Saika uses his magical powers and summons a girl named Yuki. Saika didn't want that anyone sees Yuki, so she turns into a small white fox and hides in his hair. Their slave Ifa told Saika that a baby animal got injured. Saika used his magical healing power and saved his life. As time passes, Saika turned 12 years old, and his brother Gly said that he will help Saika to join the army. Then we see that a giant monster has appeared near the city. But Saika starts fighting and throws a poison Oni flame at the monster and defeated it. Saika's family celebrates the victory over the giant monster. His father wants to reward him, so Saika requested to let him enroll in the Lodonia Magic Academy. But Gly got jealous of Saika because he wants to join the academy. The father permitted Saika to pass the exam and join the academy. Saika asks his father if they allow Ifa to accompany him as his servant. But his father said that Ifa is a slave and has no magical powers. But then Ifa shouts flame out and creates the biggest fireball outside the window. Seeing this, the father allows Ifa to go with Saika. But then Gly stood up and said that it is against their traditions that the Lampro clan has never allowed two brothers to follow the same path. Gly said Saika to duel with him and the winner will go to the academy. Then Saika's elder brother Luft gave him a glass pen as a birthday present. Suddenly, Gly attacks Saika and throws a fireball at him, but Saika remained harmless. Then Saika uses his magical powers and defeats Gly. Then we see that Saika summons a giant one-eyed man called Bonze. Saika ordered him to find a monster called Elder Nwet and drive it from its nest. And then the spring came. Both Saika and Ifa went to the academy. Saika gave Ifa a necklace made up of 4 magical stones. When they reached Lodonia Magic Academy, they rest for a while and then goes to take the exam. There he met a girl, Amu. Amu put her hand on a round ball which measures the magic power. And the ball shines so brightly because Amu has the magical power of all 4 elements. Everyone got shocked and thought that Amu is the strongest among them. Then their practical exam begins. And all students start to show their magical powers. Ifa throws a big fireball and wind lance at the target and destroys it. Then Saika comes and shows his magical powers. He throws blue fireballs and uses his earth and wind power and destroys the targets. Then exam results were announced and Amu got first rank, Ifa second, and Saika comes on third rank. Saika didn't believe that he lost out to Ifa in his practical score. Several days after the announcement, an official invitation was sent to Saika and Ifa to enroll in the Lodonia Magic Academy. On the day of the entrance ceremony, Saika and Ifa also see a big portal in the ground of the academy, so Saika releases some magical teleportation papers there to help him in the future. All students gather in the huge hall and enjoyed their meal, but suddenly monsters teleported there by using the portal and attacked students. All the students got scared and starts running away from them. Amu starts fighting with them and Saika goes to fight with the commander of demons called Gulgalios. Commander calls his servants, but Saika kills all of them. Then Gulgalios attack him with sharp metal swords and cut his right arm. Gulgalios then jumps and cuts Saika's throat off. He thought he killed him, but then Saika comes again using that magical papers. Saika attacked Gulgalios with his water power and throws lightning thunder on the commander, but he teleports himself. Gulgalios again attacked Saika and killed him. But Saika teleported again and summons a big dragon called Ryu. This dragon attacked Gulgalios and eat him. After this, the dragon Ryu tries to run away from his master Saika. But he again said some magical spells and send Ryu back to his world. On the other hand, Amu defeated all lesser demons. And all the students appreciate Amu because of her braveness. It's been a month since the whole mess with the demons finally calmed down. In the morning on the way to the academy, Ifa met Saika. Saika said that his plan for this life is extremely simple. Saika wants to make a friend with somebody powerful and reap the benefits. Then he saw Amu and said good morning to her, but she rudely replied and said to do her a favor and never talk to her at all. On the way to the academy, a big flying pot full of green monster blood fell on them, but Saika uses his magical teleportation paper and saved Ifa and himself. And the blood fell on that paper, so Saika took it as a sample. Mr. Cordell did this mistakenly and apologized to them. Mr. Cordell tells them this is a catalyst that he uses in his research. He tells that this is made up of monster blood mixed with herbs and ores, and boiled. Mr. Cordell tells Saika that he is a light magic specialist and dark magic's tough for him, so was trying to take it to the floor above him. Then Ifa and Saika attend the class of Miss Karen, and she tells all the students that next week they will be on a break to celebrate the school's anniversary. So she asks Amu and Ifa to help as they are top grade students. Miss Karen tells them that they will be asked to go into Lodonia Forest and deliver the new student roster as an offering. Saika knows that this is the forest where Galios's base was. But Saika wants to go with Amu, so he requested Ifa refuse to go, because it is an important tradition that they shouldn't ask a slave to do it. Saika did this just because he wants to help Amu to become stronger. And Ifa said that she will help them too. Ifa tells Saika that she didn't like it when people talk badly about him because Ifa likes him. And then the day of the ceremony came and Amu gives Saika a roster, and then they go into the forest. On the way, Amu asks Saika if he is in relation with Slave Ifa. But Saika said that she is just his friend. Then they saw a green magic circle in the forest. But when they came near the circle, it sends them under the ground in a dark tunnel. There are so many monsters who again attack them, but Amu defeat them with her sword. This dark tunnel is called a dungeon trap. Saika released some of his magical papers on the surface of the ground, so they will respond if they detect their location. As they were trapped in the dungeon tunnel, more strong monsters appear there and attack them, but Amu cut one arm of the monster. But the monster attacked again and Amu got injured. Then Saika says magical spells of wooden stakes and killed some monsters, and then he summons a giant centipede who eats all the remaining monsters and saves the life of Amu. Saika then uses his magic and heal wounds of Amu. Saika thought that there is a curse on Amu because she always feel a headache. So he uses his magic and put a barrier of light around them so the curse can't get in. But Amu thinks that you need to be next to somebody to curse them. But Saika says that the curse can also be done remotely. Then Amu again asked him if he is in relation with Ifa. But Saika tells her that Ifa and he are like a family. He tells that he is the son of a mistress, so he never really belonged at home, and is the only one who talks to him normally. That's why they are close friends. But Saika hides the truth. He didn't want to get emotionally attached because in this life he didn't trust people. Then he asks Amu about her family. She tells that her mother is an important figure in the guild, and her dad is an adventurer. Amu tells him that she likes to fight with the monsters. Amu tells that in her childhood once she was on an expedition with a huge party and half of them died, but she still wants to go on another adventure. So they said that I am a battle addict. That's why Amu joined this academy for 2 reasons, to get stronger and to get away from the guild. And Amu said thanks to Saika for saving her life. Then they move forward in the tunnel and start defeating more monsters with their magical powers. Then they arrived at a room where a giant Naga is sitting peacefully. This Naga is the boss of this dungeon. If they defeat this Naga, they will get out of the tunnel. Then they both attack the Naga. This big snake spits acid on the Saika. But he attacked Naga with a big magical nail, and Amu uses her fire magic and explode the head of the Naga. They found a mithril sword and a magical ring there. Then Amu and Saika finally escaped from the tunnel. Then Saika comes to the room of Mr. Cordell and saw that he is performing a ritual with that green blood. Saika already knows that Cordell was behind the teleportation of Ghoul Gelios and the monsters. Mr. Cordell attacks Saika because he reveals the truth. Mr. Cordell was the one who gave a curse to Amu, but Saika transferred it himself. Then he returns the curse back to Mr. Cordell and blood starts coming out of his body, and finally, he killed Mr. Cordell. Then Saika gives that magical ring to Aoife. Amu and Aoife now become good friends. Then we see Saika, Amu, and Aoife who are enjoying a meal in the hall of the academy. And then the vice principal comes and said that Saika and Aoife have to come to the principal's office tomorrow evening. Then they reach the office. The principal tells them that she wants Saika to enter a mixed disciplines combat tournament being held in the capital. A new student, Mabel Crane, comes to the principal's office. The academy gives 2 slots at the tournament. One is for Mabel and the other is either for Saika or for Aoife. But Amu got upset because she was not invited to the tournament. The principal wants Saika and Mabel to boost the reputation of the academy. They said if you win, you get a ton of prize money and a chance to join the Royal Guards. Amu said that she still doesn't like the fact they didn't ask her to participate in the tournament. While coming out from the academy, they met Mabel Crane. Mabel said to Amu that you are the one who never experienced hardships. She said you were not chosen because you were weak, that's all. On hearing this, Amu got angry and took a practice sword and asked him to fight with her. Aoife said to Saika that we should have to stop them. But Saika refuses it. Saika said that it is a good opportunity for him to witness Mabel's strength. Saika gives the signal and the fight begins. Amu attacked Mabel first, but she uses her dark magic and defends herself. Then Mabel attacked Amu and destroys her sword and defeated her. A while after that, Saika found himself in a carriage with Mabel heading for the capital. Aoife and Amu were with them too. The Saika is a carriage sick, that's why he feels sick in it. Mabel calls him pathetic. Amu asks her if you don't know how to show respect to her upperclassmen. But Mabel replied that skill's all that matters in the academy and she is the same in age as they are. Then they reach the capital for the tournament. The pairing of the tournament is that if both Mabel and Saika win, they will face each other in the semifinals. Aoife and Amu go to explore the city and Saika go to take some rest. After some time, the capital mixes disciplines combat tournament begins. They also changed the rules this year and allow for the use of magic. And the competitor loses if incapacitated, knocked out of the ring, or surrender. And they introduce Saika as their first contestant. His opponent will be the Mad Dog Speedster from the Garl's mercenary band named Dennis Reagan. Saika said that he feels a headache, that's why he will end this quickly. And Saika defeated him in just one attack. And they announced Saika Maprogue as the winner of this round. Then next contestant Balem, the finest student of Sageford, comes into the ring. Sageford is famous for his many successes. His opponent is Kyle, a guard from the Rug Rock Merchants Association. Kyle has a strange appearance and it's hard to even say if he's either a mage or a swordsman. And then the match begins. Kyle has a demon eye which makes Balem forbidden to move and slowly approaches him. Then Kyle put the sword in Balem's body and killed him. Balem has been incapacitated. The commentator said that we have our first fatality of the tournament. And they announced Kyle as a winner. All the people were curious why Bolem didn't defend himself from the attack of Kyle's sword. All the other people cheer Kyle on his victory, but Saika thought that people in this world like watching others die. Even Kyle's expression didn't change, because he is a veteran killer. But the commentator said that Kyle was a Rug Rock Merchants Association guard, but that is almost certainly a lie.